Hello and welcome back to another video. Simon's Side of Football. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. So it's Cup Final Day. Super Cup Final Day. So Tottenham will play PSG tonight at 8 p.m. Cristian Romero's just been announced our new club captain for the year. Let's hope he commits to a new contract now. We'll have to wait and see on that. So yeah, I'm going to predict the lineup for tonight. I think the back five is quite obvious really and picks itself. With Vicario in goal, right back Porro, left back will be Spence with Van der Ven and our captain Romero. And then in the two holding players, I'd say Bentancur and Paulinho. And I got a feeling that he may play Kudus on as the number 10 tonight. I might be wrong, but I got a feeling he'll play Kudus number 10. And Johnson on the right side. On the left side, Odibert with Solanke up front. I think that will probably be our best team we can put out at the moment. So I would go with that. We'll have to wait and see what Thomas Frank does. He still may play Kudus on the right and play Papa Sarr because he's been impressed with him in pre-season, or Bergvall. But for me, I would play Kudus as number 10. Gives us a little bit more creativity. I know he plays better on the right, but I think because we've got no number 10 and no one really can do that job, I think Kudus could do it quite well. Play him there, and Johnson can play on the right. I know he doesn't do great too much in a game, but he can get an odd goal or two. He was our top goal scorer last year, so I wouldn't be against that idea just for this game and see until we get the number 10 in. Hopefully we'll get that in soon. Hopefully, Eze and Savinho will come in soon. Hopefully we get them deals over the line. But yeah, I'll go on to them deals in a moment. Firstly, I want to say about Bissouma's missing from the squad. He's been disciplined for turning up late for either meetings or training. Not sure what it's for. But yeah, the consequences, he's been left back at home. So if it weren't bad enough for Bissouma already, Spurs wanting him to get out of the club, I think that's just pretty much now put the nail in the coffin for him. I think that'll be it, because Thomas Frank doesn't put up with this sort of stuff, so he won't play for Spurs again, in my opinion. I think he will be out the door within the next week or so. So yeah, it's a shame. He's had a few chances here under Ange. Something happened as well about but when he was out on a night out. So it's not the first time Bissouma's been in disciplinary action. So for me, I think his time at Tottenham could well be over now. It's a shame. When he came to Spurs, he had all this prospect of being a great signing, and it just hasn't really worked out for him, which is, it's a bit of a shame for him and for us. There's so many players out there it's happened to, who've come to Tottenham. It's just not worked out, like the Celso and Dembele. I wouldn't say Bissouma's been on the level of disappointment as them, but he's still not been on the heights we're all hoping for. So, I think it'd be time for him to leave now. We've got enough midfielders in there anyway with, Sarr, Bentancur, Paulinho, Archie Gray, Bergvall. So we got a few in there. So I'm not too fussed. I think it's probably the right time to let him go. So let's see what happens in the next week or so if he does end up leaving the club. Also, there was news about Solomon today as well, that Spurs are looking to sell him as well. I'm not surprised about that. I was expecting him to be leaving at some point in this transfer window. He's not really good enough for the club, to play at the top level, in my opinion. So I expect him to go. I'm not sure where he could go. Maybe Leeds, if Leeds are still up looking at him. Don't know how much more business they're going to do yet. But we'll have to wait and see with Solomon. Also, so yesterday there was news out that Spurs have started pushing very hard for Eze from Crystal Palace. Spurs are, I think they're confident of. Well, confident? That's not the right word. I think they said they will meet the release clause of 60 million. I think it's 8 million add-ons as well. So we'll have to wait and see if they do. I think they have to move quick if they want to get this deal done, with Arsenal wanting the player as well. As they said, he's keen to move to Spurs, but he is also keen to move to Arsenal. And if we're both going against each other, it's a tough one, really, because it depends what Eze wants, really. Because if he comes to Spurs, he's going to play week in, week out at the number 10 role, because obviously of James Maddison's injury. If he goes to Arsenal, he can be fighting playing on the left and at the number 10 with with Odegaard, who plays on the 10, and on the left will be Martinelli and Maduaki. So it depends what Eze wants to do, especially with World Cup year coming as well next year. If he wants to really cement his place in the England squad, well, not squad, maybe even the team, you'd think he'd want to go to Tottenham and play week in, week out in the number 10 role, playing Champions League football. So I'll be happy. I think we've got a good chance if we can get him still. So let's see what happens. But I think we do need to move quick if we want to get him. So we'll see on that. And Savinho, Man City won around 60 million, I think, to let him go. Will Spurs play that? I hope so. I think he's a great player. Played on the right side for Man City last year. The year before he was at Girona, where he played on the left side, where he had his best output, his best GA. But if you go on GA or you don't go on GA, I think there's more to it than just GA, to be honest. A lot of people go on GA nowadays, but for me, just watch the player, just see how he plays. I think then you'll get a better understanding when you read off the player. But for me, if he comes in, plays on that left hand side, and he does what he did when he was at Girona, what a player we've got, and he's only 21. So that'd be great. Signing if Tottenham can get these two deals done. Because at the moment we haven't got a number 10. Left-sided is Odegaard and Tell, who are both still young and not quite ready to be playing at the top level, in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see. So any other transfer outgoings could be still Richarlison, could still go. We'll have to wait and see if that happens. If that happens, maybe Spurs go in for the market for Jackson from Chelsea. Will Chelsea sell to us? I hope not, because I don't really want Jack. I don't think Jackson's, in my opinion, not the greatest player either. He might get the goals here and there, but I don't think he's I think there's better out there. I don't know who we would go and get if not, but maybe if we go and get this left side player, that Tell will be their backup to Solanke. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Spurs are still interested in a centre-back. I think that will be done more towards the end of the window, probably after we've got this left-sided and this number 10 in my opinion. So big game tonight. It's going to be a difficult one against PSG. We know how much talent they've got. What we could go for us is that we've done 5-6 weeks back in training now in pre-season. They're only about a week back into it, but before they were in the World Club Cup as well, same as Bayern Munich, and they sort of had came back at a similar time as them, and they thumped us last week 4-0. But it probably needed to happen, so Thomas Frank could really see where we're lacking and how much more we still need to improve to be where we need to go going forward. So I think that was probably a blessing in disguise in some ways. So hopefully we give a good account of ourselves tonight, give PSG a good game, and you never know, it's a final. We've won the last final against Man United. Let's see if we can get another win and get another trophy before. What a start of the season that would be, to get a trophy on your first game before the Premier League season starts on Saturday, where we play Burnley. Tough game. They're going to sit back and pretty much try and get us on the counter-attack or a set piece. And at the moment, it's going to be difficult. If we don't get Eze or Savinho in, it's going to be difficult to break them down, because they're just going to sit back, and we haven't got the players really to open the door apart from Kudus really, or Porro putting a decent cross in for Solanke or someone like that to get their head on it. But actually open them wide open, it's going to be difficult without a number 10 and a left winger who's sort of more established than what we've got. So we'll have to wait and see. I think I don't worry about we let 4 in against Bayern Munich. I think defensively we'll be sound this season. I think with Paulinho, he'll get more fitter. He didn't have the best game against Bayern Munich, but he only just gone back into training, come into Spurs. He'd only been there a couple of days when he played, so give him time, more training, he gets used to how the way Frank wants to play. I'm sure he'll be a great addition to the squad for this season. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you think the score will be tonight, and what you think of the signings coming in or the outgoings, and I'll reply to your comments. But I hope you'll have a great day, and hope we get this trophy tonight. And as always, come on you Spurs.